Hello, welcome. My name is Kevin Owasu, Itoe, and welcome to Teach Yourself Test Automation, right? We are teaching ourselves, well, I'm teaching myself Cypress. It's been my working day has been quite hectic, right? So apologies, but I'm trying to learn. I'm learning. Sometimes I don't make the videos, but I will be making the videos, right? I mean, I learn from in the background without making videos, but I will be putting the videos and I'm going to complete learning Cypress and capturing everything I need to capture, right? But the process is a bit slow. Forgive me for that. Welcome. Today I've come across code completion, right? Intelligent code completion. So when you're doing your Cypress script, right? When you're accessing the Cypress API by typing cy dot, right? When you type cy dot, that intelligent code completion, right? Which gives you a drop down of all the commands, the functions, right? I've come across that you have to actually do there's two types of ways you can actually the default, I'll show you. If we go to our Visual Studio Code, so right now this script, in the last script we did, right now this script doesn't have any intelligent code completion, and in Cypress, or I think in Visual Studio Code, we call it IntelliSense. So IntelliSense code completion, right? So once you access this Cypress API by typing cy dot, right? So here you would have all the suggestions of the methods and the functions and all the variables, right? Well, yeah, but because the default doesn't come with that intelligence code completion or IntelliSense code completion, you have to do that yourself, right? So there are two ways to do it. That's what we plan to do on this video, right? There are two ways to do it. One is hard coding on every single test case you write, right? You can hard code it at the top, the very top. This one only works from the very top. So there is a command line. There's a command line you can use, which is this one. If you use this command line, and in every test case that you write, this has to go right to the top, right? So you just have to put it in there, right? And then we'll save that. And hopefully this time when we try to access well, has it saved? Yes, probably has saved, right? When we try to access the Cypress APIs, we will have the methods suggested, right? So if we go Cypress dot, right, you see all the methods and variables and functions or whatever you want to call them, right? So Cypress.get, you can select that. And once you select Cypress.get, you can hover over the get, and it will tell you what get is all about, right? So it accesses the documentation, right? And it's a get one or more DOM elements by node name, input button, right, by node name, right? So that's our get. We'll say Cypress.visit, right? Visit, right? So now so this one is a visit a given URL, right? So yeah, so now we have an access. So the API is now fully loaded with all the methods, right? But if we comment that away, right? It's commented away. Now we go back and say let's access our methods via the APIs. We don't get that, right? We don't get it anymore, right? So that code, intelligent code completion, or that IntelliSense code completion is gone, right? There's a next way of doing it, right? So if we take this bit out, right? The next way of doing it is actually adding one of the JSON file at the bottom, or at the bottom of your file structure, right? So no, not within the Cypress. It has to be out with the other folders, right? So just click somewhere here, not right click, but just click somewhere here and say file, right? So another file, new file, and you want to call this jsconfig.json, right? Because it's a JSON file, right? And just come up to that, right? And what you want to place in here, right, is this code, this piece of code. You can find this piece of code on the Cypress official website, right? and you place that there. Again, just go and save, right? Save, and that's it, right? That's the second way. So the first way is through hard coding, right? You hard code it, but this is not hard coded, right? Because of this file that you've created here, the jsconfig.json file, which has your code completion coding within it. Any test case you write now. So if we go into Cypress and then we go to integration example, let's say we write out another. We want to do another test case, right? So new test case, right? And once we access this, and we just say, oh, let's straight away start accessing the Cypress APIs. Just say dot cy. Oh, it's a bit slow. Cy dot. Oh, my computer is slow. Let's save that. And let's come out of this. Come out of this. Do not save that. Come out of this. Come out of that. Not save that either. And that was not, I did not name it as a JS file, right? So that's why. So always keep an eye out, right? So that should be a JS file, right? Now we are good to go, right? We are good to go. So we go cy dot, nope. Let's save again. Sometimes you really need to come out of the whole Visual Studio Code and go back in. Quickly go back in, right? And hopefully it works this time. But we can actually go to our old test case. Sometimes you have to do it through a new test case and then access an old test case, and you should work on an old test case, right? But you have to be able to save, just save it and see what happens, right? So cy dot. It's taking its time. It's not fully loaded yet. Let's wait for it to load. Right. I think it's fully loaded now. cy dot. Start typing. Nope. Let's try it in an old test case. Oh no, it was there. Right. So we go here. So we access our API. cy dot. It's not happening. It's not happening. So it doesn't realize. It doesn't recognize. Still doesn't recognize our JSON file. So let's get out of that. Get out of that. Do not save that. It takes some fiddling, right? So it says it doesn't want to save, right? So what's wrong with this file then? There's nothing to save. There is something to save there now. So let's come out of that. Go into our new test case. Just say we want to access the APIs straight away. So that was it, right? cy dot. Come on. Going to this one. Going to the old test case. Speed fiddly today. cy dot. Nah. No idea why that is not. I think there was a way you could. Let's delete that test case. Remove that test case. So that looks okay, right? That looks okay. So all that says, it says from that base file and within the Cypress, in any of the Cypress folders, or which is JSON folder, include the IntelliSense, right? Save that. Let's create a new file. Oh, what happened there? Okay, right, let's create a new file. So just say new file.js, right? And in here we go cy dot. There we go. Get, right? So it took a while, right? It took a while to load. That's what it probably takes some time to load, right? And I was impatient. I was impatient, right? So there you go, your get, and then you can actually access again. It tells you what get is all about, right? That method is actually all about, right? And you can go dot set visit, right, or dot mine, right. So that's the intelligent code completion I wanted to show you guys, right. Sorry about all the stop and start, but you have to be patient, right? It has to load, and I wasn't patient, right? So it does work for your new files and your old files. So if we go back into the old file, probably if we go in here, we should. So just access this the Cypress APIs again, dot get. So it does work, right? It does work. It's just a matter of patience, right? Patience. So my name is Kevin Owasu. Hopefully that gives you a bit of insight into intelligent code completion within Cypress, right? Or IntelliSense code completion within Cypress, right? And it gives you a quick access to your methods and your functions and your commands and your variables, right? So my name is Kevin Owasu. If you found this useful at all, I'll be doing more of this Cypress videos as I learn, right? I share and try to get others. Well, that hopefully this helps others to create the awareness, to create the wanting to learn, and it helps you out to actually do the same as I'm trying to do, right? So support the channel, thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you. I was not recording.